Oh, hey, you caught me doing one of my favorite things, reading. In today's episode of Way with Words, we're going to talk about a whole stack of words. First things first. First has a lot of built-in quality to it. First prize is automatically better than other prizes. First responders are our current heroes. No explanation necessary. And there's a term in the world of words called the first reader. And that person is what we'd like to talk about today. I'd like to encourage you to be a first reader if you have that opportunity, and to seek out a first reader if you need one. I'd offer myself as a first reader. You can send things to me via the web page, and quite a few people have this week. Actually, we've got I've had 4 poems and 2 songwriters and a novelist send us stuff. The idea being that I read it not as an editor, not as a proofreader, but as a writer/reader. And I'm not particularly defending my position or opinion of saying that, hey, you've got the goods, go forward, because that should be understood. And I don't want to be in the automatic position of saying, hey, you really should be a plumber because you can't write, because that'll prove to itself. You know, the one phrase, iron sharpens iron, obviously is one reason to give your writing to a writer to read. Irony also sharpens irony, so there's that additional benefit. But having said that, the idea that we get too close to our own writing to know, what its effect is. And in the importance of reader-writer, the reader is the important person. The writer sometimes loses track of that, and that's why we need to connect to someone to read our stuff. This particular novel just came this week. Hold on. And it's an account of a young man going to the Vietnam War in 1965. I read a few pages of it and liked those few pages and wanted to read more, and eventually got the whole thing this week to read. And what I'm looking for in being a first reader is just the heart of the story. It's true, some of the details, the grammar, all that kind of stuff is going to come up, but that's not what a first reader does. Splitting hairs, I know, that's more like an editor and, the professional fixer kind of stuff. This is more just about, did you, the writer, get to the heartbeat, the bare bones of what you were trying to say, and did that connect to me? And I might make suggestions about, hey, this part was more important than that, and you didn't give it enough space, or, just things like that. But it's mostly about not the quality of the writing as much as the purpose of it. So that's what I am offering at, schmidtbooks.com, our webpage, to do that. Some people are sending me stuff to do that. Students in the class I teach, obviously, is a first draw, but we're also getting stuff sent to us from other folks that have been recommended. And I really, really appreciate that. I'm completely flattered and honored to be in a position of being anybody's reader. And I love doing it, and I believe that my skill as a responsive reader will improve the more I do it. And so I'm looking to do more of it. And if your material is what I get to do that with, I think that would be a fabulous use of time. So that's the end of the ad for me being your first reader. Now, I would love to encourage you, especially if you are a writer, to be someone else's first reader. Perhaps you're already in a writing group and you've got a collection of folks that you can share material with. That's ideal and it's wonderful, but there are writers in small towns or other forms of isolation that don't really have a group of trusted people they can say, hey, here's my stuff, give me yours, let's see what it's all about. If you're in that situation, get nosy, poke around, find a writer somewhere. It might be a young person, might be someone of a different age group that hasn't written before, and they could use your ears and your eyes, your encouragement, your participation. Met a gentleman through my wife's nail salon who has a life story to tell. He escaped communist Vietnam, years and years ago, and really had some amazing details in this escape. And in telling my wife the story, it got passed on to me, and I met with a guy, we had some coffee, and I'm like, dude, you need to write this down. This is an incredible story. And, for 40 years, he never once considered himself as a writer or a storyteller, but now, through the application of time and caffeine, that concept is starting to take, root with him. So you may know folks that have got great life stories, that never thought of themselves as writers. Perhaps you could encourage that. Maybe you can be the ghostwriter. Wouldn't that be cool, huh? Yeah, ghostwriter, love that. Did I say writer? I meant writer. Ghostwriter. The other thing's a Flaming Head movie, Nicolas Cage. See it if you want, I don't care. So that's what I would love to encourage you to do today, is go find some stuff to read and go get your stuff read. And if I can be part of that or help you in any way, I'm looking forward to the opportunity. So, check in later, see how we're doing with that. But if you'll excuse me, I gotta get back to this. This is a really good story. It's pretty good. Oh, thank you.